Hello friends, Kisan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In previous video tutorial we have seen how to validate the form bean in Spring MVC using JSR 303 and JSR 349 annotations which is provided by the Hibernate validator jar, right? So here you can see these validations basically we have done in the Java code itself, right? So here we have hard coded the validation related message. So this message now we are going to move somewhere into the properties file. Basically we want to localize it somewhere in the resource bundle or resource file. So how to do that? So that's the thing we are going to cover in this video. So if you did not watch my previous tutorial, then I will request you to go and watch my previous video tutorial. There I have shown how to validate this form bean in Java code itself. Now in this video we will refactor this code, this message we are going to move into the properties file. So basically when you create a web-based application, then you will have a two kind of validation. One is the JavaScript validation you usually do using the on the Java UI side itself, but sometimes if a client has disabled the JavaScript, then you cannot always rely on the JavaScript validation. You need to validate this data in backend as well, right? So that's why we require a server-side validation as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another project. So I'll create another project with name Spring Form Validation Web App 2. So I would say Spring Web App 2 and click on the finish, and most of the files, not most but all files, I'm going to copy from the previous project, right? So first of all let's copy the dependent jars from the lib folder, and let's copy in this lib. Okay, so all dependent jars I have copied. Let's copy views folder, dispatcher and web.xml file as well in web.inf. So we have copied these things always, and let's copy all Java class with package. So that I'm going to copy in src folder, and let's close this guy. Now what I'll do, there is some change required as well. So if you go to the views and register.jsp, basically here we have given this previous project name, so that we have to replace with the current project name, and here as well, right? And let's run this project, make sure that everything is working fine. Then after we'll start making change for resource bundle. And here you can see now project is getting deployed. Now in model class we have done a lot of validation for every field, and here is the register.jsp is got display. If we click over here, then see error is coming. So you can type the name and click over here, then error is coming for email as well as age. Email, suppose you are printing the, if you are entering the wrong email address, then this is going to validate. Now let's suppose enter valid email address, then this is going to validate email. And age, I'm going to enter 11, then this is showing that age cannot less than 12. If you enter 160, then this is saying that age can't be greater than 120, and 120 and 12 is inclusive. So if you specify 120, then this is going to submit, and user has been registered. So this validation basically we have done in the user class itself, in model class itself, Java bean itself. Now this message we want to move into the somewhere into configuration file. Now in web.inf I'm going to create a file. So let's go to create a file. I would say messages, any name you can give, messages, but extension we are going to give as properties. Right? And messages dot properties, and and let's create this file. And here we are going to specify key value pairs. Now how we can make a key? So the way we used to make the key, basically you specify the first validation annotation, then we use the bean name, that is user. How you can say bean name is user? While looking into this register.jsp, bean name we have given as a user. That's why I said bean name is user, and same we have used in our controller class, right? When the register.jsp is getting displayed, then this method is getting called, and in model we are adding an empty user object with this model name. So that's why here we'll have a model as username, right? Sorry. Now for after that we will have to specify the form name. This is the way to form the key, but this is not only way to form the key. If you use user.name, this is also going to work. If you specify only name, this is also going to work. But in your application, if you have a more than one model class, and in two different models you have applied some validation, and two different model is having an attribute as name, same variable name, then that is a problematic. So that's why make it unique. Apply to make a key, first of all you need to apply the validation annotation, then model object, then property name, like this. And here this key I'm going to move into this property file, right? Now similarly I'm going to do for the name as well, right? So you have a key as mean, right? Mean, then user, then you will have to apply age, right? Age equals to, and this message we are going to move into the configuration file. Okay, now similarly we can make a key for max age, right? So instead of mean we will have to specify the max, and this message we are going to move, right? So this would be the value. Again we have another third validation for name, age, that also we want to move over here. So dot user dot age equals to this message we want to move. This is for null validation. And next we have a validation for email and country, right? So that is for not empty. So for not empty we can copy this guy, right? So not empty for email and not empty for country, and message we are going to copy from here. So not empty for email, that I'm going to move, and not empty for country. Okay, so there is one more validation for email, right? So that also we have to move into the property file, right? So and that is for email, right? So annotation name is email, right? So we'll have to use this annotation name instead of not empty email, and message we had given enter valid email address and enter valid email, right? So almost all validation message we have moved into the property file. So now let's remove this messages from the Java. These things no need to keep in the Java, and this way you can do some internationalization or localization kind of things. If you want to display the message in the different language, then you can achieve through the different property file, right? I hope you would have heard about the I18N. So I'm talking about the internationalization. So you can achieve through the different resource file. So here we are doing in English language only, but you can do in some other language. So after doing this, go to this configuration file, and here we need to register a bean. It's called reloadable. Bean name is called reloadable resource bundle message source. So this is the class Spring Bean that I am going to register to make it working. This validation should work when you register this bean class. Then and ID of this bean I am going to specify as message source, and this bean takes one property. It's called property, and that property we have to inject through setter based dependency injection, and property is called base name, and value I'm going to specify relative path of property file name. So that is web/inf/messages, right? So we don't need to specify basically extension dot properties. So that's it. And after doing this modification, let's run this project and see whether it is working or not. So let me run this project now. Now if you click over here, then error messages are coming from the property file. Now if I specify name as Kishan and click over here saying that enter email, email can't be empty. If you click over here saying that enter valid email .cs 2006@gmail.com. Now enter age I am doing 11, saying that minimum age should be 12. If you enter 190, then saying that max age can't be greater than 20. If you specify 120, then this will happily accept, and you will move on the registration successful page and see last user has been just registered. So I hope you enjoyed learning this video, and most of the files controller class and rest of the things I had explained in the previous video tutorial. So here basically in this video tutorial mainly I had focused on the validation part, and that validation error just we wanted to move into the somewhere into the configuration file, right, properties file. So if you look into the web.xml, here I have registered dispatcher servlet which works as a controller in MVC. We have a Spring MVC web app configuration file. There we have registered 3 packages for auto scanning. This is for controller. Here I have kept my service class, and here for dog. So that's why we have registered. We have registered internal resource resolver who is responsible to resolve the view name. So logical view name is coming from the controller, and this guy is resolve the physical location of the view with the help of prefix and suffix. And finally we had registered this class reloadable resource bundle message source. There we have specified the property file where we have kept the error message as a key value pairs over here. So we have a register.jsp from where user wants to register, then user has to fill this form and has to click on the register button, then request goes to the basically this form is getting displayed when request handler, this method is getting called, right, with the get method, and when user submitted the form, then this method is getting called, right, we have annotated this model class as @valid. So this will go to the here, and whatever validation we have specified here, so that is getting validated. If some error is arising, then just we are again going back to the register.jsp itself. If error does not occur, then this will hit the service layer, and service layer will call to the DAO layer, something like this. If registration happens successfully, then just we are redirecting to the method list users, and there you can see the list of users. So this code I am going to upload on the GitHub, and GitHub location I will specify in the video description. Thanks for watching this video.